all, congratulations on your admit. And the point of, getting into this discussion is to get your insights as to what will be helpful for the future applicants. So please share your work experience and your profile with us as well as your results.
First, thank you for all the help and obviously on this getting through on the IIM Ahmedabad PGPX. So I'll just give a brief about my profile. So I have 4 years of experience. I've done my BTech in IT and I passed out in 2019. From my BTech onwards, I was very clear that I was not very interested in engineering roles. So I never started with software development profiles. I started my work in a strategy role in Cube Highways, which is a infrastructure company that was formed by a hedge fund, American funds, and a few consortium of Japanese companies. So I started my career there, where I was for a few years, 2.5 years, and then briefly in a small startup, climate tech startup, before switching to product management, where I was when I was applying to different MBA schools. That's briefly about my work. I scored 324 in GRE, and there was a decision I had to make between GRE and GMAT. I chose to go ahead with GRE because one thing was that I was relatively familiar because in my BTech, a lot of my friends had taken GRE. So I had some familiarity. And then when I researched, I realized that GRE is widely accepted by all the top business schools. GRE is something I preferred, and the pattern of the exam, the verbal section, which is more vocabulary based, is something I felt I'll be more comfortable compared to the GMAT. That is one of the reasons I'd taken GRE and I had pursued with that to apply for my different business schools. Another decision was applying in India and abroad. So I wanted to apply to India. So I wanted to pick top schools which are present in India where I can pursue my MBA. That is also the time when I'd gotten in touch with you and I'd seek some counseling as to what programs would be good for me and how we can, strategize and plan the application. That's when we sort of got in touch and started planning a lot. And applied in IIM Ahmedabad and IISB. I got admits from IIM Kozhikode and I am pursuing the IIM. So I'll be starting my program soon there.
Excellent. And what about the MBA application process? There are 3 very specific steps. Did you find that writing the GRE was tougher or the application was tougher in terms of importance in the whole process? What was a good preparation, the points that helped you with the application?
Both are challenging in their own ways. When you're taking an exam, let's say like the GRE or GMAT, you exactly know what needs to be done. It's just you need to put in the effort and time and with discipline, actually put in the hours to ensure that you are understanding the concepts and able to perform in the mocks. So challenge is more from a discipline point of view and your ability to put in the grind and get scores. Whereas for application, there is no set pattern or set template you need to follow. The application strategy can be very different. So it was challenging. The application process was challenging in a different way as to how you would want to present your profile and the story, why you want to choose this school, that, and why do you want to pursue with MBA. I think both were very different in their challenges. That's why your help actually came very handy in the latter challenge, where I had to actually strategize how I can apply in these schools, working on the essays and SOPs and planning about what generally can be accepted and what is right and wrong. That was more challenging for me because I'm not, well versed with what needs to be done, and being in constant consulting with you and discussing all my queries significantly. So that was more challenging.
And what about the interview preparation? It is a tough process to get into an IIM interview. Let's say it is K or A. The process is equally tough in terms of preparation. So what was the interview experience like? And then what was a good preparation that helped you?
Interviews again are pretty challenging because one does not know what the professors or the interview panel can throw on you. One has to be very, very clear and exactly sure what you'll answer them in terms of your profile, work X, and why you want to pursue with the program. So being very, very self-aware as to when questions like these are thrown at you, you're able to answer them very genuinely and naturally. So I think I prepared very, very hard and did lots of mock interviews with you and then practiced on my own as well to understand and anticipate what can be possibly asked. I think interview was tricky because Ahmedabad also have a extremely section where they give you a random topic and you need to talk about that by picking a side for or against, and then lay down your thought process. It was very challenging from that perspective because also the nerves are very high. You have to be in a waiting room for some time before you're actually called in, and you have a lot of people, a lot of candidates. You'll also be interacting with, discussing about what can be asked. But I think idea is that you have to try and be as prepared as possible. Being calm and genuine and natural is the only way you can sort of excel in that.
Being dedicated and doing hard work is one thing, but it does take a toll on you. You have your work to take care of, you have applications and essays to write, again, multiple sets of preparation on the interview. So how do you keep yourself focused and positive during this whole process?
Applying to multiple places, then it gets pretty challenging because the essays and the dates vary. I started relatively early. I was not lagging behind. I applied in round 1. So I had enough time to be able to balance out my job and having that breathing space is very important. So otherwise, if you're too crammed and you don't have time to actually fine tune your essays and your thought process, start as early as you possibly can, plan things better, and come up with a better application.
Or would you like to add some more tips or to do or don'ts list for the future applicants?
Working on the MBA applications, one needs to have a very good understanding of what schools you want to apply to. Be very clear what the MBA is going to offer to you. MBA is more about just making a transition in your career or switching industry, reflecting on your work and on your story.
In case you want to share, your experience of using or not using AI, or choosing not to use any of the AI tools for the essay writing process. Did you try and then give up? Did you try and compare? Anything that has been a part of your
with the essay answers. If you use any AI tool, it will give you good generic answer with some verbose sentences. It will not be very genuine. Like it will be easy to identify that you're just trying to fill up the sentences and the paragraphs, words which are not genuine to you. That is one thing. When you write those answers yourself, you're able to express it in your own style. If you want to get it out of a AI tool, you'll have to work on so many prompts and so many different variations that it becomes down oneself. So writing it yourself and making your own answer, you actually learn more about you, and you actually might find something that you are missing out once you're understanding yourself. Doing the process yourself helps you write those answers better because you are able to go in depth about your profile. You're preparing for an interview as well because you're constantly thinking about different things you can mention and write. And these can be the things that could be asked in the interview as well. Using the tool might give you a good answer. In the longer term, it will prepare you lesser for the interviews, or it will not let you go in depth as much as you possibly would if you did everything by your own. That's what my personal take is on this. Two things that have to be clear is exactly you need to know what you want from the consultant, which area you want to focus on. You want to use a consultant to also identify different schools. You want to use them to come up with a story. You want somebody you can connect with instantly, where you can resolve your queries. So one needs to have the exact understanding, needs to be clear what they want from a consultant and where they can add value for you, let's say in your application journey. Once that is clear, I think then you will be able to gauge and understand that this person might be able to add value. For me, it worked because I was looking for, because this was something which I have not done and I was not very clear on the different application processes. That's why it worked very well with me when I got in touch with you, because I knew that you will be able to help me in this area which I have sort of not been in, and help me plan things better. So I think I was very clear what I want from a consultant, and I was clear I wanted to apply in the top in schools in India only. I had those set of points which I wanted to address, and I got in touch with you, and I knew I'll be able to get satisfied results, and we'll be able to definitely get admits. That's how I went about it.